We ready, we ready, we ready for y'all. Netflix picks right now.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
See, so Ashley Cheney thought that this was the Jackson 5, but clearly this is not the Jackson 5.
The Jackson 5 sings this song 100%.
No, they do, but not the original.
It's not the original. I'll give you that. I'm not the most musically savvy, but I know that the Jacksons at some point sing some version of this song, and that counts.
Rockin' Robin, there's a theme here. So here we go, guys. Happy New Year. Welcome to Netflix Picks. We are back. We got a ton of originals to talk to you guys about. I'm Rick Hong. To my left, I have Ashley Cheney.
He could not resist singing his way in, you guys. I had to give it to him. It was so bad. What's up? Happy New Year, everybody. Good to see you. Glad to be back. We are a full panel tonight. It's exciting.
And we've got Steve Kaufman on the other side.
I am here. I'm here very somber. Speaking of birds, my Philadelphia Eagles almost beat the 1 seed New Orleans Saints to go on to become 2-time world champions.
Yeah, no, that wasn't going to happen. Amy Cassandra Martinez.
Aw, hi guys. Welcome back. That is me. That is my name. We're here. Yay.
All right, guys, we are talking Netflix originals, film and television. The reason we're talking Rockin' Robin is because a movie with a major movie star came out over the holidays.
What was it? What was it, Rick? Can you see
don't do this at home. Do not do this challenge at home.
Oh my
but
gosh.
It was Bird Box. And Ashley, what'd you think?
Oh, guys, y'all really want to start with me on this
Yes.
one? Oh,
Yes, we do.
boy.
I'm very curious.
Here's what I'm going to give you. I will, and I told you this before the break, I will watch whatever Sandy wants to do. I will follow her into whatever movie theater she wants to bring us to. Thank God I didn't have to pay for this ticket because it would have been sad. Sandy, I love you. Little girl, I love you. Even boy, I love you. The acting was fine, but wow. I know. I didn't.
My
Do you know
heart
why
just
she didn't
broke.
like
I'm
this?
sorry.
Because she thought it was a horror film. Amy Cassandra Martinez, how about you?
Good. Okay, I'm glad you tossed it to me next because here's the thing. I love Sandy B. Even, when she did All About Steve. Not you, sorry. But this
confirm
was
that.
so good.
Yep.
Amy.
Yes, thank you. Okay, I'm
Hey,
not
where's
done.
my sound effects?
You
Steph's
guys.
about-
We made them ourselves. It was so good. Yes, it's not the most original thing, but you know what? I believed Sandy in every single moment. And girl became a meme. Girl became a gif. And girl was so good. The boy was cute too. He was nice. I loved it.
I'll give you Sandy and I'll give you girl, but I can't give you anything on story. There was
How
nothing.
so? What?
First of all, wait a second. Am I seriously the sole person on
Yes.
this panel? Get in the chat and back me up. I know there's other people out there who dislike this as much as I do. Are you freaking kidding me?
Why are you such
First
a
of all,
hater, Ashley?
there was no story. And second of all, if there was a story, it was like as if A Quiet Place was in a writer's room. and
You know
didn't
why,
finish
guys? I'll
being
tell you. Okay,
directed.
wait. This is why Ashley had an issue with this movie is because she thought it was a romantic comedy where
did
Sandra
not!
Bullock
it
was going
kind
to be
of-
building a bird box, and then her lover would be sending her notes via messenger bird, and so then and eventually they would meet up and everything. But because she's been watching so many Hallmark Christmas movies,
That's true.
That-
But also I watched some scary stuff over the holidays. It's
proud.
a new year, y'all, and I'm doing it.
I am so proud
But
of you.
Bird Box, I cannot give you.
So
I
then
cannot.
you didn't find this.
I cannot believe I'm alone here. I thought I was
Bird
gonna
Box
get
was
50-50.
great. I popped this thing on and I sat there and I watched it. Like normally, like
So
sometimes I'll
good.
pop something on and I'll come back to it. But I popped this one on and I was like, no, I'm gonna keep watching this thing, and I enjoyed it. I had high expectations and it hit it.
Actually-
At what point did they decide? Like, did they ever get to like, who is this villain? Who is out to get us? Like, we still don't know.
How
Like,
could you possibly figure that out if you can't spoil? It's not a spoiler. This is.
And keep in mind, guys, it's based on a book too. So if you like the movie or you're curious about it, go read the book.
Actually-
Ashley
Did
doesn't
you
know how
read
to
the book?
read. She doesn't read books, so therefore she'll never know.
The book actually explains it, and it's less fulfilling, I'll say.
Oh,
Really?
See?
Yes.
Well, that's
It's-
part of
but
the.
how would anyone know? It's a
It's
zombie
Disney.
trope.
See, when you read, you usually read Wikipedia. So how would you know about the book
Oh my
exactly?
Gosh.
bringing it in.
Is this just a 2019 roast fest?
Where's the chat? I'm getting in the chat.
Okay.
Somebody's gotta back me up here. Come on.
So let's talk about another Netflix original film that came out. Now, it's usually a TV series, a television series, but instead, this time around, they released it as a movie. And I don't actually know the actual running time of this movie because it has multiple endings. Amy Cassandra Martinez.
Well, I did check. According to IMDb, it's an hour and 30 minutes. Yeah, right.
Okay, so we are talking about Black Mirror's Bandersnatch. The first, not technically the first time, but one of the first times in the streaming world where it's like a choose your own adventure book. And I think I made it, there's supposed to be about 5 endings. I think I at least saw 4 of them. What did you guys think?
I really, really loved this one. And part of me feels I've also covered it here at AfterBuzz TV. If you want to see an in-depth after show, I'm sure I've tweeted the link. But I do feel like I need to defend this because there are a lot of people who are disliking it because it wasn't a game. Like there are a lot of people who are trying to judge it like it was a game. Like, it was a game. It was kind of lame, and I'm like, but it's not a game. It's an interactive narrative. And then there are people who are trying to judge it as a movie. They're like, I just want to sit back and watch it. It's not that. It's an interactive narrative. It's a brand new thing. To judge it as this brand new thing, I think it knocked it out of the park, and especially in a way that Black Mirror can do. That he's a game developer, and then they play with the trope of free will to begin with. I really enjoy it.
And even we kind of get involved in it if you get to the right adventure, I guess.
Yes.
Well, here's the thing. So I got 15 minutes in and I had already restarted like 4 times. And I was like, why do I keep choosing the wrong thing? So that was a little bit frustrating. I did make it to the end. It was beautiful. But when it finished, I was like, am I really done? Or did I hit the wrong thing again? But I do have to say, yeah, it's not a game because these are people's lives. I mean, not really.
These are people's real lives, people.
Yeah. I mean, there are some fun things where you're like, okay, cool. Let's see what happens when you do this. And then they do it. Spoiler alert, like, jump off the building. Yeah. And I was like, okay, sure, do it. You're not actually going to do it. And then he does it. And then you die. And then you have to restart. So
I like how they make you made the wrong decision.
Yep.
Yeah. And I'm like, well, let me know what the right decision is because I would like to make it.
It's programming of the future, which I really, really like. I mean, like, this is, I feel like, such going to be the next way that we see.
This one is a little too cerebral for you, though.
No,
I feel like this one's a little.
That's my development for you guys over the holiday break. I tapped into Black Mirror, which I know we're going to talk about the show itself, not just Bandersnatch, but it wasn't too scary, and I'm about it because it really does kind of break this cerebral wall. No, it wasn't at all. I mean, I don't think I made it as far as you guys, but it was really fun.
That's what I'm saying, because you kept dying, right? So like you didn't get.
I know. I'm not a gamer.
Oh no! I mean, no. It's interesting because like in some of those sequences, it really didn't matter which one that you picked. It just meant that like it would lead to another scene, but it didn't necessarily wouldn't cut you, like you wouldn't die.
Yeah, not every decision was life or death, but all of the decisions affected something later.
Yeah.
Even the cereal choice affected a commercial you saw later in the film.
I'll always go to this because it's my background, but like I cannot help but marvel at the production that has gone into the making of a Choose Your Own Adventure style programming. How many times they had to reshoot every single scene or shoot alternates to it was like I couldn't take myself out of that mentality. It was so cool to see like, wait, what? There's another like option for this scene. That was fun.
I can't wait until someone hacks Netflix and just puts out all the movie files. Because we were talking about this, that there are Netflix, I think, has kind of confirmed that there are some permutations of some scenes that no one has seen yet.
Really though?
Yes.
Oh, you know what? No, I mean, no. I could see how they could do that because they can market it later on and say like, here's an extended cut, here's a director's cut, or here's like version B.
Or NXT. Netflix UK tweeted this week that have you tried to pick up the family photo twice? And I still have yet to figure out how to pick up the family photo twice. But apparently if you pick up the family photo twice, it takes you to a completely different path that no one else has gotten to yet. Or very few have gotten to yet. Like, the rewatchability on Bandersnatch is so high. And that's saying something because Black Mirror is incredibly rewatchable. Like, the attention to detail and just the intricacy in the writing of a season or an episode of Black Mirror. And then they put it into a movie. I don't know. I think people are giving it a real bad rap because it might be about 2 years ahead of.
I've only heard good things.
Well, yeah. Well, part of the fun about watching Netflix things, and especially Bird Box and Bandersnatch, was going on Twitter after. And then, especially around the holidays, everyone's watching all of these things and seeing all the memes and the GIFs, and I was just cracking up. I'm not even kidding. Maybe 2 hours total for both movies.
We didn't even talk about how crazy people are being with Bird Box and doing the Bird Box challenge. I mean,
Well, that's what I was saying. Don't do the Bird Box challenge.
I mean,
see,
it's
if we don't talk
ridiculous.
about it, then people won't do it. See, that's the whole point.
yeah, you're right.
Okay, next up, Ellen DeGeneres, Relatable. I did not watch this, but Ashley, you did.
I did, and I had high expectations because I had read this Variety article, which I think we teased before
Yeah,
we
we
broke through
did.
the holiday, which was that Ellen was going to get down and dirty, and she was going to like break the mold of this like daytime TV talk show host, and she was going to get mean. And she didn't, because she's Ellen, and like she couldn't at all. But it was really enjoyable. But I thought I was going to get like, I thought we were going to see the like mean side of Ellen. Because we read this big article in Variety about how Ellen's new comedy special was, breaking down. She's like breaking down her barrier, her facade of like this nice, clean, squeaky clean, family-friendly TV host, and she was totally squeaky clean.
Well, see,
was she?
Well, she was
I
Ellen.
honestly,
She was.
yeah. Go
She was. I also walked in expecting so much tea, and there was no tea.
There was
People
no
are
tea.
still saying tea.
I think I'm like 7 years
People
late
over
to
30.
it. So I'm like just learning
People over
about
30 are
tea.
still saying tea.
Okay,
Can
that's
you
cool.
please let us know
Yeah,
when we
you
should
guys
stop?
have tea. It's okay. It's all right. I actually disagree with both of you guys. I think that the article was basically saying that she's in so many situations where she can't honk at someone, right? She did address this in the comedy special. She can't honk at someone because then people will be like, Ellen, is that you? Which I totally understand. I think that sometimes when people are positive and uplifting, that sometimes people feel like they can't be mean, but I'm sure she can. But just because she doesn't want to be like, doesn't mean that she's just Ellen. No, I think she still has that. I also really enjoyed her dancing.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
I
listening
thought
to
she
that
retired
song.
that.
no, like I thought.
What?
Well, she didn't
Her
really.
dancing. She kind of said like, I'm retiring the dancing.
I didn't
I mean, not
see
for
any
this.
dancing in the.
When it's that one song,
Well, yeah,
It was worked into a bit
It was
versus.
worked into
Yeah.
a bit versus like she didn't come on dancing and she didn't
Well, no.
leave
Got it.
dancing.
Yeah.
But she, I totally agree with you. I know that it's
Yeah.
in her. And by the way, for the record, I love Ellen, and I'll
Yeah.
watch her. I would watch her into wherever she's going. I just was sort of hoping that she would sort of drop the. That she would let loose and kind of show us. But I think that maybe there's.
You wanted a
some
more
truth to-
like when she's like waking up in the morning.
I
just,
wanted like the real deal.
yeah,
like,
you didn't right. Like,
yeah.
I understand. You want the persona. You wanted the person like that's like maybe like grumpy when they wake up in the morning. It's like, dude,
Yeah.
I need my coffee type.
But that's how Ellen's built her empire, is by
Yeah.
being this positive force. And it's actually something to truly marvel at, because how she's able to be funny and still not offend anybody is like, how do you do that? I don't.
Oprah's the same way.
Is Oprah
I mean,
funny?
Oprah is funny, but she's not a
No,
comedian.
but she doesn't.
Yeah.
But she doesn't offend people. That's what I'm saying.
Right,
But
but
she
like-
still makes you feel really, really, really good. She's
does.
thoughtful. She's
Yeah.
that's that kind of thing.
But the line of comedy is that you could possibly offend people.
Yes.
And very few comedians have ever really walked that line. Like eventually you either get stale or you offend people.
Yeah.
Or you were never good.
Well, yeah, but I mean, Ellen has been doing this for 20 years and hasn't done either, gotten stale or offended anybody. I think she's totally still the most relevant queen of comedy.
I agree. I also think she offended a lot of people with that Kevin Hart interview. But that's
I will
that's-
give you that.
yeah, that's
I will give you
that's
that.
not about Netflix though.
That's
I
something
could use
different.
more Ellen, is all I'm going to say. It was
And then-
only an hour and 8 minutes. I wanted more.
I was
An
going to ask you
hour and
that.
eight-
Yeah, I was going to ask you that.
I almost thought it was serial, because there was a couple of episodes when you go into Netflix and you see her special, and then you see
Yeah.
another episode after, but it's the 10-minute Ask Ellen, and I sort of was expecting that to be a bit, but it's not. It's fully heartfelt and real, and she has a lot of emotional questions. There's a 10-minute like mini episode that follows the special, and it was really touching and sweet, and I was crying.
Well, see, and that's my thing, though. I saw the first interview that Ellen did after she came out on her show when she had that interview with Oprah. And so, like, if you want, like, raw, you can watch that. Because for sure, I mean, I've seen that
and
multiple
you're
times.
and you're talking about her network show, Ellen.
Yeah.
Versus her talk show,
Yeah.
Ellen.
Yeah.
But people in the 10-minute after show Ask Ellen that's on Netflix directly follows the special. We're asking her questions that are in the vein of they talked about that interview.
Yeah.
A lot of people were asking her really deeply personal questions, and I think she answered them truthfully and honestly, and she wasn't joking about. I mean, I think she sort of injects humor into every response, but they were delightful and inspirational and made me feel like I could take on the world.
Well, someone
you,
else that
Ellen.
is inspirational. Amy, you watched this. I guess Ashley, you've watched this. I watched an episode of this. Is Tidying Up with Marie Kondo.
Have you read the book To the Panel?
No.
I have not, but
I've
I've
read the
heard of it, and my friends were like, "You have to read it," like months ago.
Yes.
So,
But I do have a
actually, why don't
backstory.
you talk about what
Yeah.
tidying up with Marie Kondo is?
Tidying up with Marie Kondo is a Japanese organization expert. She's a best-selling author of Tidying Up with Marie Kondo, which preceded this show. So she wrote this book that was hugely successful, wildly popular. And when you watch the show, you will understand why. She is a little sparkling unicorn gem of a human being.
She loves messes because she loves to organize.
She does. Oh, it's amazing. I really enjoyed this show. I put it on while I was cleaning, which was a mistake, and I'll tell you why. I'll just jump right to it. English is not her first language. She is Japanese speaking, so she has a translator with her on the episodes.
So there's sometimes there's subtitles, so you kind of have to pay attention. You can't just be in the
Exactly.
background listening to it.
Exactly. It's a very active watching show, which was cool, but it was like motivating me to clean, and I had to watch what she was doing. But dang, her folding technique.
She's got a great clothing folding technique, although the mentality of like before you get to that is a little hokey for me.
It's not
Really?
hokey, no.
It's not. I agree with you.
Talk
actually.
about the philosophy, Amy.
Well, it's very much about, grabbing, for example, a piece of clothing and seeing if it brings you joy. Is that not beautiful or what? Okay, but I do have a little backstory. So between the 25th of December and the 29th of December, before this came out, I was like, you know what? New year, new me, new apartment. I mean, not really, just organizational wise. I cleaned out everything, and I was using her methods because I remember hearing about her before this came out. And I ended up folding my clothes just like she showed in the special before it came out, because I had heard about it, right? And so when it came out, I was like, what the heck? I was too early because everyone was talking about it. I'm like, well, Marie, you and I, girl, we're on the same wavelength, But it's really helpful
I
no
don't know,
matter
maybe
what.
you're forward thinking. Maybe maybe you weren't too early. Maybe just forward thinking. That's all.
I like the way you think then.
What's
Yeah.
awesome? What's awesome about this show is that there's 8 different episodes. So if you
Yeah.
think that like you're
And they're all like what 20, 30 minutes. Like
Between-
between 20 and 30.
between 35
30.
and 45.
30 oh, 35 and 45.
I'd love to hear what episode you watched, Amy. I watched The Downsizers, which was a family of 4
Yes.
living in a 2-bedroom apartment. Because to me,
That's
I'm like,
the one.
that's the one I can relate to. So I
Yes.
picked that one.
Yes.
Although you're part of a family of 8, though.
What's that?
You're part of an 8-person family, though, in a 1-bedroom apartment. I'm just doing a bit.
No. No, Ashley's like that troll that lives underneath the bridge.
I live underneath the
and
staircase.
So, yeah, no, I'm kidding.
For free. No, but I'm glad. So you watched that one too?
Yeah.
How sweet. The family was like the sweetest family ever. It was so amazing to watch. But I think there's something for everybody in across these 8 episodes. There's like people that have just been married. There's people that have lost a loved one, and like the difficulty of saying goodbye to some of those things that are
Like I have a friend.
associated.
Yeah, exactly. I have a friend in my life that's a hoarder. Can't get rid of anything. So
No,
yeah,
but
so like that's the episode I keep telling my friends like that's the one you need to watch.
Truly, I mean, I think, and it's so amazing to see how her energy. I could totally feel it translated through the TV.
for sure.
Just this amazing energy.
One, her respect for other people's things and what it means for other people to, hoard some things. But you shouldn't, judge people on what they're keeping because those are their memories attached to it. It's just, I feel like we need to have this way of thinking and everything. And I'm glad that we're finally getting her perspective on TV.
Exactly. Like one of the families, there would be like, I'm saving this Jolly Rancher wrapper because it, brought me joy. And she'd be like, okay, let's find a home for it. It was never like, put that crap in the trash. 'Cause it's,
Yeah.
Just very respectful of everybody's decision. But yeah, 8 episodes, all delightful, between 35 and 45 minutes. The only thing is that it's not passive watching, is what I would say. Gotta pretty much pay attention because there's a lot of stuff to be seen in the subtitles and also in the tutorials that she gives. It's really cool.
Well, and also I know a lot of people, if you guys aren't very much on, the whole organizing thing, a lot of thrift shoppers are like, I'm ready to go to Goodwill. So if you're into that, go ahead and, visit your local Goodwill.
Okay.
Not sponsored.
As a weekly visitor of Goodwill's, I'm with that.
All right, Amy, you watched in a Netflix original series. I watched season 1. I thought it was okay. I haven't gotten to season 2 yet, so I would love to know what you think of season 2 of
Friends from College. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is with Kobe Smulders, Keegan-Michael Key, Fred Savage. A lot of very fun faces. Yeah, unlike you, Rick, I love the first season.
Did you?
I did. It was so good. It's one of those that you can just
but
like.
you don't even have any friends from college. So what are you talking
I
about?
actually
Because you
do.
haven't even been to college yet. Because Amy
I'm
Cassandra Martinez
5.
is only she's 5 years
I'm
old.
5. Yeah, no, I like that it's super relatable, down to earth. It's not the best thing you've ever seen, but it's most definitely not the worst thing you've ever seen. It's just very much like home. The second season it started off great, actually. Kind of just I think it was, a year has passed since the end of the first season, and there are 8 episodes. Each one's about 30 minutes, which I wish they were longer because they're so enjoyable to me.
Better than season 1, or
I mean, I've only seen one episode. I'm watching, not even kidding, guys, like 10 things right now at once. But this had to be on there. I also didn't put it on here because you guys were going to hate me for it. I did binge watch Alexa and Katie season.
Oh, yeah, talk about it.
Wouldn't hate you at all for
But,
it.
well, I saw it. It was fantastic. I cried again. It was so good. So freaking good.
Good as season 1, better.
I better, I guess. If yeah, better.
So it held.
I
So it
guess.
held on. It held on because usually
yeah.
season 2 sometimes there's a little bit of a drop.
Yeah.
So-
No, well, with friends from college, with Alexa and Katie, I think that they've found their groove. And obviously, I mean, these are completely different, opposite demographics. But I think both have heart, both have relatability, and they're great. They're great. I just highly recommend both. I know that, Alexa and Katie is not for everyone, but do not dismiss it as a thing that you can show just like your little sister. Like, it's got a lot of heart to it. Friends from college has got a lot of heart to it, in a different way.
Friends from college was tough for me because it was straddling the line between comedy and then like really like I guess maybe it was trying to play in the dark comedy space, but a lot of the stuff also
Yeah.
was hitting a little too close to some weird home places for me. And I'm curious about season 2 because I absolutely love this cast. I mean, there's no one on the cast
Okay,
that
so
I
you know
don't
what,
love.
guys? What we're gonna do is
Yeah.
we will revisit this one when I see
about it
it.
next week.
Ashley watches it. We'll revisit this one and we'll
Okay.
talk about it for sure. Something that I did watch over the holidays, and it took a while to get on Netflix, and it popped up out of the blue like right before Christmas, and I was like, oh, there it is. Or even I think at Christmas is a animated movie CGI called Watership Down. This is based on an old. It's based on a book, and they did an old version. It's really scary. It was the original was like really scary. It was about like a 2-hour movie like on CBS back in the day with commercials, and they decided they did it in CGI this time around. It has the voices of like James McAvoy,
Hey.
Rosamund Pike, Ben Kingsley, Taron Egerton. And
Love him.
what they basically did was they were able to expand the book from the 2-hour animated movie back, I say like in the 70s, to CGI 4-hour 1-hour episodes, and like they expanded on the book. So there was stuff in there when I was watching it where I was like, oh, I don't remember this scene or that scene, and so then I realized like, oh yeah, because they expanded on all the stuff that was going on during the book. So.
I'm sorry. Are these
The
jackrabbits?
So so basically,
Whoa.
Watership Down is different types of rabbits, and it's a little like Lord of the Rings. So they're in one, they call them a down, and they're in this like one area, and one of the rabbits kind of has like these premonitions like, man is coming here and getting ready to destroy, we need to leave. So a bunch of them take off, and then they find out that the rabbits that they left like ended up dying. And so they're trying to find a new home, and they come across other like more evil rabbits, or like hares, I should say, because hares are bigger than just normal rabbits. So watch the first episode. If you don't like the first episode, then I'd maybe say pass. But or I would say, if anything, if you're kind of like about that, then go watch the animated version.
Okay.
That's awesome. I've never heard of anything
I had
like
not
it.
heard of this.
Yeah, it was something that like I really liked as a kid. I mean, the original actually gave me nightmares after I saw it, because like there's like one crazy scene in
Last
it.
year.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, but Amy Cassandra Martinez, I mean, thank you guys so much for listening. Happy New Year. There's something that you guys can do for us.
Yes. Well, hey, AfterBuzzers, our network produces after shows for nearly all of your favorite TV shows. From dramas, reality TV, sci-fi, and more, there is no network that works harder to serve television fans like you guys watching and listening. But we do need your help. We're asking that you please subscribe to one or more of our YouTube channels. By subscribing to our channel, YouTube will suggest content that's tailor-made for you, and you'll help AfterBuzz continue to grow, which would be super awesome. And if you're worried about pesky notifications, don't be, because they're totally optional. All you got to do is hit that subscribe button right there, right now, for this channel, and check out our other AfterBuzz YouTube channels as well. Let us know you did so in the comments, and we'll thank you on air. For now, thanks for being the best fans and for helping us be the ESPN of TV talk.
Yeah.
All right, guys, and regular releases on Netflix. I'm not going to spend too much time here because we talked so much about all the originals because we haven't been here for a couple of weeks. But I wanted to let people know that Infinity War dropped on Netflix, and I managed to watch that New Year's Eve in the afternoon.
Why?
And
That's one of those that you have to watch a
Why?
couple times. If
no,
you're
I wanted to watch it again.
Well, I know, but like that's a heartbreaking way to end the year, but I understand.
No,
I'm still
I was
recovering.
great. I woke up New Year's Eve. I watched it. It was just as good as I watched it in the theater.
you
It made
cry?
me go back and catch up on Thor Ragnarok because I know what happens in the
Just
end.
watch Thor
Thor Ragnarok, and then I went to Black Panther. Then I went out. So, but that's on there. And something else that just dropped over the weekend, and I tried to watch it again, and it'll lead into something that Ashley's going to do for us. But Solo. A Star Wars story. Yes. And normally, I can't really give that one 5 stars. I might give it about 2 stars. However, Ashley Cheney can have you guys do something that'll give us 5 stars.
That's right. If you want to give us 5 stars, your pals over here at Netflix Picks, please do so on iTunes. If you're listening, make sure you give us 5 stars over there and subscribe to us on iTunes. Also, we're on Spotify, so do the same over there on Spotify, iTunes and Spotify. 5 stars is the only one that works, and we love you for it.
And Steve, who's in the chat?
Star Drew is in the chat.
Star Drew.
Hey.
Happy
Star
New
Drew,
Year.
Happy New Year.
Star Drew says there are 10 endings to Black Mirror Bandersnatch. There are I'll go with that.
Okay.
Jay Becker loves this group. Serenity Q.
Serenity, Happy New Year.
Talking about Watership Down being a classic.
Hey.
Jay
Yes.
Becker also said he just watched Watership Down, never seen it before. And So Chill 4, did anyone watch Wanted or Diablero?
I haven't.
Not yet.
I haven't heard
I'm
of
getting
it,
there.
though. Yeah.
Yeah, but thank you all so much for joining us in the chat. We are live here.
And
now.
Hidden Gems, Amy Cassandra Martinez, you have one.
You guys. I was transported to my childhood recently. And I fangirled because Netflix was like, hey, Amy, guess what's on? It Takes Two. It Takes Two! It Takes Two!
This Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen?
Oh my
sure
gosh.
is.
Heck
No,
yes.
but the best Olsen is Elizabeth Olsen.
No,
But
we
okay.
know.
No,
Fight you
she's
there.
pretty
No,
fantastic.
No one's
Okay,
gonna fight
keep
you
going.
there.
Okay,
Keep going.
so details that I did not pay attention to when I was a kid.
Because
Okay,
we're
so
too
it's
busy loving and wanting to be the Olsen twins.
yeah, pretty much. So this was released in 1995. It's an hour 41. It is PG.
You got it, dude.
Wow, that was great. It was directed by Andy Tennant, who did Hitch and Sweet Home Alabama.
2 of my faves.
So
Love.
good. Written by Deborah Dean Davis, who also wrote Magnum PI and Knight Rider, which is an interesting
Oh,
combination.
back in the day, the 80s?
Yeah.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
we go. Now I might want to. No, okay, keep going.
No, you should.
They're
Okay.
so cute. I love
This,
them still.
I mean, I think we all have our own movies when we were kids that were like, Mommy, Daddy, please, I want to watch it like 10 million times. And after the second time, they're like, okay, honey, please, like, stop. This was it for me. And so I watched it yesterday, and it's just so good.
Is Kirstie
held
Alley
up?
in this?
Kirstie
Is
Alley,
Skinny
Steven
Kirstie
Guttenberg.
Alley.
Yeah,
Skinny
Steve
Kirstie
Guttenberg.
Alley.
Okay.
Guttenberg.
Yeah, I mean, everything just works perfectly. The writing's still pretty fun. I mean, there are some issues here and there, but it lives up to it, guys. It's
So you
been
remember it? Like, yeah, it's like you remember like how you
I
watched
was
it. And
quoting along with it. I was having a ball. I was so happy. It's
Member
so
berries are
good.
something really hard to live up to. That's actually kind of impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes 2.
All right, guys. Netflix news.
What have you got for us, Rick?
Okay, really quick. So basically, there is going to be a To All the Boys I Loved Before Part 2, or the sequel to it. And last weekend was the Golden Globes, so the Kaminsky Method, which I need to watch and I'll try to talk about. It won Best Actor TV Series and Comedy for Michael Douglas and Chuck Lorre.
Yep.
So that's on Netflix. And finally, my friend Ken Jeong, he has a comedy special that's going to be coming out on Valentine's Day.
Perfect
So in about a
timing.
month.
All right.
And finally, top 3 releases for next week.
What's coming out? Tell us.
Carmen Sandiego, the
Animated.
Punisher, yes, animated, which is the voice of Gina Rodriguez.
Yeah.
And
Oh, not the old. It's the new. It's
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, because I remember the old one.
and The Punisher season 2,
Okay.
and Close, which is a Noomi Rapace movie, which the guy in our booth loves Noomi Rapace.
All
So I'll
right.
try to be watching that one. But
Good
in
skill
the
lineup.
meantime, guys, where can everybody find you? Amy Cassandra Martinez.
You guys can find me on all social media at Amy Cassandra MTZ and on YouTube as well. Thank you guys so much for joining us and Happy New Year.
You guys can find me on Twitter almost exclusively at Steve Kaufman. That is KAUFMANN. I run a lot of YouTube pages for some of your favorite pro wrestling personalities, so if I tweeted the link, I'm probably involved.
I am so not exclusive on social media. I am just all over all of them. So if you want to talk to me, find me on any of those social medias, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, whatever you want to find me at Ashley on Camera. Talk to me about what you're eating, what you're cooking in the kitchen, and of course, what you're watching on Netflix. Talk to
Hey
me at
guys,
Ashley on
and
Camera.
I'm Rick Hong. You can find me on all social media at Rick Hong. And we will see you here next week. Happy New Year, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.